So I don't know if you'll be able to get the... Hello, everybody. I'm so sorry. I know nobody's here right now. But I am trying to... I think Brandon's trying to get the new link.
All right. I'm in.
Yay!
All right. So let's just take a moment.
Hi, JJ. I'm so sorry. So apparently this is still retrograde or something. The end of... We just have to be aware of what we're talking about, maybe. Can you hear Brandon? Okay.
Hi, everybody. I am moderator in the chat room. Just here.
Hello.
Being the liaison between chat and Kathy here.
Can you guys hear Brandon okay? Just give us a wave or say hello or something like that. Okay. I'm just letting people know that it's working now. Okay. All right. So let's try this one more time and go from the beginning. How is everybody doing? Can you guys see me okay? I just maybe moved the camera over a little bit. All right. So that at least I'm looking like at you instead of just at the chat. And yeah, I'm doing good, JJ. Thanks for asking. Like I said, it's been, kind of a crazy week. And I think things are just going to settle down now. We all hope. And, we all let's get into, a normal phase of life with luck. And Brandon, what's going on with you? How have you been?
I'm good. Honestly, I feel pretty good. I've been just talking to family a lot, family and friends, and staying connected to important people in my life, and just continuing to follow, my own instincts, my own intuition. It's just the one thing that I know I can always rely on, in a world of uncertainty right now, there are things that I can rely on, and that is my own 2 feet on the ground and my own instincts connected to God, spirit, source, heaven, whatever you want to call it. So
yeah,
resting on the things that I know I can trust.
I think that's the main thing. A lot of people, the hard part is, and especially, again, I don't want to get into, particularly this week. Let's just talk about in general intuition.
Right.
I think that would be a really good topic to get into. And a lot of people, and you and I have talked about this many times, and, I've talked about it with, several friends who are also intuitives and mediums and stuff like that. And one of the things that I find very frustrating or, it is frustrating because, when we see things, and I know that you see things very similar to how I do. And I have a couple of really good friends that are the same type of intuitives. And it's a lot of people focus in on current energy. They focus in on the things that are immediately in front of them. They're focusing in on, and it's like they take prejudice. I don't mean prejudice. I don't mean that in a racist sort of way. I mean their prejudice of themselves or things that they may have possibly experienced in their own past, or how some patterns have played out, within, lives of people that they may have cared about, or even their own. And then they automatically, they can automatically make a judgment immediately off of that when it comes to using the intuition, instead of, and again, this is what we've talked about many times, is seeing that long-term path. And it's like, as you're going and you're going into yourself, and you're not opening up to just the current energies. And I know with me, and, we've talked about, for instance, things like, with the pandemic and, things that have happened throughout the year. And we've both said to each other how many times, like, you nailed that. Like, you saw that months ago. Yeah, you saw that months ago. You saw that months ago. you know, and again, you know, it's because you're seeing that long term. You're not looking at that right here, right now, this, you know, the energy that's just coming in. And I wish that people ask me all the time, how do you do what you do? Or I would love to become a medium, or I'd love to get more into my intuition, or whatever it is. And one of the things that I know that I have experienced, you know, there's a particular friend that I've talked to a couple of times, and they've brought up, you know, well, I'm going to take this class and this class, and I'm going to learn this. And I'm like, okay, that's great. You know, do it. Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with expanding your horizons in that way.
Hello.
This just 1 second. I'm going to, try calling you back.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Okay. This might work now because I actually shut off the data. Is it still buffering though? Oh,
Yes.
did it start?
Not yet.
I don't know what the hell is going on. Like, I've shut everything on my everything.
I think we just need to get right into readings.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. Is it buffering still though?
Yes.
Okay. If I refresh, will it help?
I'm not sure. Let me try to refresh first.
Okay. Because it's showing fine on my end, so I don't know.
Oh, yep.
Okay.
There we go.
So maybe we just need to tell everybody to refresh their screens?
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. So if there's anybody still here, can you see me, Brandon?
Yes, I do see you.
Okay. All right. Everybody that's watching. Okay. So refresh your screens. I don't know if they can even see that. But let's try this. Let's get right into readings. I think that might be, like Brandon said, this might be the best way to go because the internet's not liking us today. So let's do that and go from there. So, I want to apologize though to everybody. I do have one thing to say. So this week, I didn't bring out the weekly readings, and I truly apologize to everybody for that. I actually had done the earth signs, the Capricorn and Virgo and Taurus. And then what happened is I tried to upload it. So this was on election night. I couldn't get anything through. There was like nothing. It would say that it was uploading, and then all of a sudden my connection went. So this kept happening. And it's funny because through my internet provider, I actually apparently have like the highest internet possible, which I still am not quite getting. But so anyway, then all of the energy and everything like that, I just kind of just left it for this week. I was like, you know what? Instead of continuing to just get super frustrated, I'm just going to leave things alone for this week. And then next week, we're going to be back on schedule. And So yeah, this week it'll be, the same as normal. It'll be Mondays with the earth signs, Tuesdays with water signs, Wednesdays will be air signs, and Thursdays will be our fire signs. So I truly apologize again, to everybody just not getting it out this week. I was getting so frustrated with trying to get things uploaded. So, yeah, let's get into it and see what people, let's get into some readings and see what is going on. And also I just want to run down some of the readings that we do in here. So first of all, for those of you, these are just readings, so this is just going to be a snapshot. Okay, these are just really quick looks. They're not full readings. For those of you that really do want a full reading, or if you really want insight into a loved one that's passed over, or if you want a deeper insight into, relationships, whatever it is, please, you can message me through my Facebook page, Oracle Intuitions, my Instagram, or my website at oracleintuitions.com. So I do readings through there. All of my readings are either through the phone or they are live, like we are doing right now, but it'll just be you and I, obviously. And let's see. So the things that we don't do readings on, especially through live chat, and we're absolutely not going to do any health issues. Okay. I do not look into health. We do not look into financial or legal matters of any sort. I mean, we can look into careers and jobs and, that sort of things. Please give me specifics. I'm going to need names and birth dates of people that if we're looking into another person. And the other thing I really don't do is I will not do projections on how you're going to meet somebody, where you're going to meet them, what they look like, what their name is, what their birth sign is. I do not do that. And I'm going to tell you the reason why is simply because of the fact that we all have free will. And we also don't know how we're going to meet somebody or how somebody is supposed to come into our life. And so I'm not going to tell somebody you're going to meet Bill at a coffee shop, in so many years, because what happens is people tend to sit and they wait and they go, well, in 5 years, I'm supposed to go to this coffee shop and I'm going to meet Bill. But the thing is, what we don't understand, or what we don't, it's hard to have that projection simply because of the fact that you may meet Bill through somebody else. Or you might meet Bill and because you went to here first, and then you went here, and then you went here, and you met this person, you talked to this person. So all of those circumstances sometimes have to come into a play of some sort in order for them to actually make that connection. And so I do absolutely not look into, not only that, but sometimes, if I might see somebody with dark hair, but what if that person's now bald? Or what if they've dyed their hair? Or what if, whatever it is, maybe they're wearing a wig that day. Who the heck knows? So I will not, do anything such as that. All right. So, what is the first question coming through? What do we have, Brandon?
All right. So first up is going to be William here.
Okay.
William just says, my love life, ?
Okay. So William, can you give us some more specifics on that? Like, are you single now? Are you looking for somebody? Are we talking in somebody in particular? Kind of just give me some more detail if you possibly can. I am getting, William, that I keep hearing the number 2, and I'm not exactly sure what that's about. It almost feels like you've kind of taken a step back from something. I'm single. Oh, okay. Looking for somebody. It feels like you've taken a step back in some way, because it almost feels as though, I almost want to say in a way that you've sort of, I wouldn't say particularly separated yourself from people, but it almost feels as though you've taken this step back and you're sort of, it's like you're more watching or observing. I want to say like a group or a crowd, or this could be like a collective amount of people. Like this could be just society in general, kind of just taking this step back in some way. And it almost feels like you spent some time trying to empower yourself or get into your own energy in some way. I'm also hearing, like I said, I keep hearing the number 2. I don't know if this is 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years. But I do feel what is happening is I do feel that it's almost as though you're allowing yourself to start entering into this, like this crowd or collective again. It's like you've taken this step back to maybe possibly, like I said, do some work on yourself or do some energy within yourself. But you're starting to now allow yourself to integrate into that collective. And I feel like somebody is stepping out of that collective to meet you. So what the energy I'm getting, okay, and try to bear with me for a second. It almost feels like you're looking for somebody in particular. And I wouldn't say that this is maybe a particular person, although it could be, but it almost feels as though there's a particular energy. And I almost hear the word, like you feel like maybe you're perhaps different. I almost want to use the word, and please excuse me but because it's not meaning the word that it's coming through, but you might feel like maybe you're a little weird in some way, like you have particular likes, you have particular tastes. I mean, I don't mean again that you're a weird person. I don't mean it like that. It's just like, it's like you're looking for that person that can mesh with your energy as well as you can mesh with them. And what I do feel is that somebody coming through, and again, I don't give, names, dates, or anything like that. But what I am hearing is I feel like you need to stick within I'm hearing, don't let your, now that you're ready to open up to people, now that you're ready for this person to come through, I want you to really watch your energy in the extent that you're going to know who this person is. So don't let yourself settle if that energy isn't connecting, because I feel like to some degree there's this place within you that you really want this person to come through. And I feel that they are going to come through, but there may be distractions along the way. So if you're not being, I want to say, treated the way that you should be treated, or if you feel that you're being frustrated in some way within, a relationship or a casual acquaintance or whatever this is, don't let that energy block you, because what I'm getting here is this person coming through, and I feel like they want to come through fairly quickly. I want to say within around the end of this year, going into the beginning of next year. It almost feels it's like all of a sudden your energies just match and you start to be able to come together. I hope that makes sense. Brandon, did you have anything that you wanted to ask or say? I'm sorry.
I think you pretty much hit it spot on, because as soon as I saw William's question there, I got an immediate vision of someone who's like, I keep seeing this white background, and it reminds me of like an older subway station. And of course, trains are coming in, right, all the time. But I see him standing there on his own, kind of looking around like, where am I looking? Where am I? So I think you really hit that on the head.
Yeah, because
I'm seeing very similarly.
It's almost like this collective, or like, I think you kind of described the trains in that way, sort of perfect. Like, how you're in a busy station, or it just feels like a group or a collective of people or souls, right? And out of that just steps this beautiful person that it's like I even got chills, and I don't get chills very often. They're just kind of cool, but it almost feels like your energy is just you're going to know who this is. You're going to know it. You're going to feel it. They're coming through, and it's like there's this magical. So, and that's why I say, William, I really, 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 really want you to don't get frustrated. if people seem to, they might seem right at first, but it's almost like you might know that your intuition is like, they're not quite there yet. They're not really the one, like just really pay attention to you is what I keep getting.
That's so spot on. I gotta say one thing because it just keeps coming up in my brain over and over. Spirit keeps showing me this image and this concept of the love that you're looking for is within you.
Right.
And they keep showing me that this person will literally reflect like a piece of yourself. And they keep showing me this vision of your heart.
Oh.
And there's a vision of a person within your heart.
Yeah.
And that they're going to be reflected outwards. So it's like, he's looking on the outside for all of this, but love isn't felt on the outside. Love is felt inside. And the more that you get in touch with that internal feeling, the more it reflects the reality outside.
Yeah. And I feel like this person is like literally standing on the edge. It's just standing on the edge and they're just waiting. It's almost like it's like something is just going to open inside of you. You're going to recognize it. You're going to feel it. And boom, there they are. Like, and it feels quickly. It feels very, very quickly. Like I said, within the next few months, like it doesn't, maybe not tomorrow, but you know what I'm getting at, like within the next few months that this is really, it's coming through very, very strongly. So, William, I hope that helped. I hope that it really helped. And
all right.
Who is next?
All right. Thank you, William. Next is going to be Cathryn. Let's make sure she's still in here.
Okay. Hey, Cathryn. You're so welcome, William. I'm glad that it helped.
There she is.
Okay.
All right. So, Cathryn, my question is, will I be able to illustrate the children's book as well?
Cathryn, I'm going to ask you a silly question because when you brought up the book last time, I kept seeing this image. I don't know what it has to do with. I don't know if it has to do with your book, but I keep feeling this image and I don't know why it's coming through. So I have to clarify because, again, it may not have anything to do with anything, but I keep seeing bunnies or rabbits. Like it's like little force creatures. Does your book have anything to do with that whatsoever? Because it just keeps popping in, or something about like it's almost like little bunnies. I don't know what. Again, I just need that clarification first because it's going to drive me crazy because I know I saw it last week as well and it's coming in through this week. So if it means nothing, I want to be able to like just, remove it from my vision space. Bees in the trees. Okay, so why am I seeing bloody rabbits? That's so weird. Okay, it doesn't matter, but are you going to be able to illustrate? All right. Okay. So what I'm getting is the yes. I do feel. I almost feel like there might be some help within the illustration, though. I don't know if this is going to be some sort of. It doesn't feel like they're doing it for you. It feels as though I want to say like a mentor of some sort, or some like maybe somebody who just does cleanup work or something like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes they like with illustrations, there may be, cleanup that has to happen in some way. I feel like for the most part though, because what I'm being shown is it's almost like a white piece of paper. With, you ever watch those cartoons and you see that, like you see a commercial or something like that, and it looks like you can see all the black lines being formed and it looks like it's finally turning into a picture of some sort. That's what I keep seeing. But I also see like like a pen, being like this, drawing it out. And it's really weird because I actually see like a white pen like you would use on like an iPad or something. So but I do feel that there is going to be, oh, okay. So you'll need to learn how to draw some things. So that's exactly what I feel like. It feels like there's a little bit of like I said, a mentor of some sort, or some help that will come through, or something that just needs to be refined a little bit within the art. This isn't saying that your art isn't good enough. It'll just be like some little changes that need to happen, or that you have to, that need to be adjusted in some way. Okay. So I hope that helps.
I just want to confirm here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So you kept seeing rabbits.
I did.
And it kind of provoked an instinct or feeling within me. And so I decided to look up the spirit medicine for rabbit. And immediately it confirmed my suspicions here. What I feel also within Cathryn is that rabbit medicine, especially in shamanic and Native American culture and tradition, often symbolizes fears, certain fears, and how to literally move through those fears with awareness and swiftness. So rabbit really symbolizes a sense of abundance and being able to conquer that. And I feel like there is an inherent fear with Cathryn to be able to illustrate.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I feel. Maybe there could be a worry there, or like a question or feeling of doubt, like, oh, am I good enough? Am I going to be able to do all of this? Can I do all of it?
Right.
And I feel like that rabbit message is all about acknowledging your fears, sitting in them, and then moving through them, not letting them hold you back. And so I feel like your advice here is solid, that not being afraid to do it, and to really jump into it. That feels right. And
I love that
your rabbit medicine kind of came through to confirm that.
Because it was so weird, like literally little rabbits I'm seeing, and it didn't. But I saw it last time too. But I just for whatever reason, like sometimes you get a vision and you just don't kind of follow up on it or whatever. But it was weird, because as soon as you had mentioned Cathryn, I was like, boom, I'm seeing these bunnies, and so that makes 100% sense. And yeah, Cathryn, maybe you should add in a bunny or two, just something cute. But it was wild. Yeah.
It does remind me of when I'm connected with Cathryn's energy,
yeah.
It does remind me of a spirit animal that is connected to her. I definitely feel that.
Right.
There's this playfulness, there's this timidness in the, internal seat of the child self in there, but that still that the maturity of like the mother bunny, there's something about it that does speak to her energy. I feel that too.
I love that. I do. I love that. It's really funny. Okay. Again, because sometimes just pure nonsense comes into my head. I don't know what, and it might mean something, and it might not. I honestly have, so I just say it what it is. And I keep hearing like the words like Peter Rabbit. And I don't know if you remember the old Peter Rabbit book by, the golden, whatever, that old hardcover type of Peter Rabbit book. And
the golden spine.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
And I kept seeing that, and I was like, what the heck does this have to do with anything? Right. Like it was, so I don't, again, Cathryn, I don't know if that means anything to you, but I'm going to give you that message in some way. And I feel like what Brandon had said in regards to, following, releasing the fear, following what it is that, you're fearful about, what that rabbit energy will really help throughout this process too. What a beautiful message like that. I love that with the rabbits, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Boldly go, Cathryn. Boldly go. Exactly.
Boldly go where no rabbit has gone before.
That's
right.
cute. That's so cute. And Cathryn's right. There's a whole other story there. I love that.
Yeah. Kind of funny. All right. Who's next?
All right. So Lori is going to be next. First, okay. Lori would like to know how she can donate to your channel.
Thank you so much, Lori. So my email is actually, I can type it into the thing here, into the chat, or that's apparently not what I'm doing. I'm doing something completely different. Okay, there we go. And thank you so much. I do appreciate it. My email is actually crogers@5555@gmail.com, and that is for PayPal. So, yeah, thank you so much. Uh-oh, apparently I don't know how to type, so I'm just going to figure that out. Hang on. And what is the question for Lori?
So Lori would like to know, just wondering what is going on with Todd and Michelle. Just being nosy, LOL.
Okay. All right. I don't
Let's make
think.
sure. Lori, are you still here?
I think I'm. Did I do that right? Okay. Sorry. I'm just trying to figure out how to type without my glasses on, apparently. We'll see if that works. Okay. Okay, so Lori. Give me just a second, Lori. I do want to thank you though, Lori, first of all. So I had given Lori a prediction, a couple, it was, I don't know if it was the last show or the show before or something like that. And she hadn't heard from somebody in about 8 months, and I kept feeling like it was coming through right away, coming through right away. And I hope it's okay to share this, Lori. I'm sure it is because I know you, but anyway, it turns out that it was like 2 days later that the message that she had been that I had predicted came through. So I just wanted to thank you, because when we get those confirmations, that validation, it does, it makes you feel so good, like, that you've helped somebody, that help has come through for somebody, and it's truly appreciated. So okay, I'm going to tell you what I see. I feel there's him and her. There's a lot of like that within that energy. This energy is going to be, it's interesting because here's you, here's him, there's that, her, like, the other energy is what I meant. And there is a space, and there's still a lot of ties and obviously connection within there. But the emotional attachment is not there. It's here. And it feels as though there's a bridge, and that bridge just has to find that way to be crossed over to your side. I hope that makes sense. And I think you're you know me well enough that you kind of get the idea of what it is that I'm saying. So that's exactly what I'm picking up. So it feels as though this gap is actually increasing at this time. Brandon, did you want to add anything into that?
I just am making some inferences here, because I do feel this clear energy between Todd and Michelle, and it feels quite there's quite a bit of friction. It feels like they're swimming upstream in whatever connection they have together, and I just keep being shown all of these jagged edges, and at some point one of those is going to break. So it just feels like, I don't know, there's this weird tension. It doesn't feel like this is like, I don't know, I don't want to go to the extreme and say that it's toxic, but I just know that it's like they're trying to fit puzzle pieces that don't exactly go together.
Yes.
So that energy just feels quite strong. And for me, if I were looking into this relationship, if somebody was asking me this, I would be like, oh, it is a matter of time. It really is just a matter of time.
That's exactly it. Yeah. Like, and I know that the time for you, Lori, has been like, oh, I get it. I can't put any more words than that into that, because I'm feeling that energy. Okay. Not just with you, but it's frustrating, right? It's very frustrating. But try to really put the time in there, understanding that there's no waste of time, that your heart, as it's opening, will start really allowing that energy more and more. And as you're working, like, keep the clearing going, keep that meditation going, keep sending out that unconditional love, keep sending it to where it needs to be. And I think one of the things that we have to remember is that, we have to stay in this energy where we don't want anybody within a situation to be devastated or hurt. But at the same time, ties that aren't supposed to be tied, especially in that situation, because you are following your heart, he's trying to follow his heart, all of that is going, it just literally just needs to be, there needs to be that safety and that energy of removing what is not belonging to us. And sometimes, they just have to let go. And so there's that patience that's coming through with that letting go process. And, there might be all kinds of ties and all of that other stuff that's going on that just needs, it's like they stretch and stretch and stretch and stretch, and then finally. So I understand more than I can even say about under that patience, and you just have to stay in your power, stay within that unconditional love for that person, and stay within that energy of just, your own power. Okay. So I hope that that's helped, Hen.
I want to say something to your point real quick, Cathy.
Yeah.
Is that I don't think people realize how much letting go actually helps creating movement forward. Like,
yes.
I talk to a lot of people who, feel very connected with somebody, and I've had the same things in my own life. And every single time that I've done this and I've asked Spirit, what the hell do I need to do to make this person notice me, recognize me, understand me?
Yeah.
And every single time they're always like, Brandon, let go. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, no, Spirit, why would I do that? You're not understanding what I'm wanting. Like, you don't get it.
Yeah.
And they're like, Brandon, let go. And so the point is that my energy is keeping them at that distance because of how I'm like trying to hold or pull them in. Mm. And so people don't realize how much that you actually create that stagnancy, because you're essentially feeding the current narrative, the current trajectory. Yeah. And so when you disconnect, you pull your own energy back, and it allows people to say, hey, I'm missing this. I don't feel it anymore. Let me reach out. Let me connect. Let me do whatever. Right. So your point is extremely valid, that it's super important to keep that energy kind of self-focused, because the other person eventually feels that void mm-hmm. and wants it to be triggered again.
Also, too, is that what we have to understand, especially with soul connections, whether it's soul connections, a twin flame energy, all of, whatever wording somebody wants to use. That unconditional love is so, it's so important. And what we have to understand is that we do mirror those feelings and those reflections, within that person. So if we're in a place where we're like, yeah, they're going to feel an energy of that. Right? They might not understand. They might not hear the exact words. They might not have that, oh, they're feeling like this, or I feel this from her, I feel this from him. But there's going to be that energy. It's kind of like when we want to pick up the phone and, we want to call somebody and we go, and then we just kind of go, I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the mood. I don't want to call them right now. I'm not, whether this is just family or friends, like sometimes you just get that energy. It's like, maybe this, I don't know. I'm going to go do something else first. And when we let go of that energy, not only are we empowering ourselves, but that unconditional love is empowering that other person too. And when we can go, I just love you, because of who you are. I understand you have to go through this first. I understand the lessons that you're going through. I understand all of these things that maybe are those steps towards that, or bringing that union together. But, I sometimes relate it to like cookie dough, right? And if you make cookies and you throw them in the oven and you pull them out halfway through, they're not done. They're not ready. And so even if you take a bite out of them, or if okay, that was kind of a bad analogy, but you get the idea. But it's not gonna taste the same, right? They're not going to be fully cooked. They're not ready. And so they might have to go back and learn some more lessons, or maybe something else, or maybe you do, or whatever it is. So when you allow it to cook, it's like spirit knows what they're doing. And it's frustrating as heck as it is, because you might know you're ready, you're in that place, all of that stuff. Maybe they know that, whatever it is. But eventually, it's like having that patience and allowing it to just form and come together. And yeah, it's there it is, right? But it's that unconditional love and that mirror reflection that we're allowing ourselves to, when we're in that great and good, powerful place, and having within our own energy, within our own power, we're honestly giving it to them too, in order to enable them to do what they need to do to break off those ties that are no longer necessary for them, in order to come close to you, in order to make that union happen. So I hope that's helped everybody. Make sense?
I think so. She said thank you.
You're so welcome. Okay, who is next?
All right. So next, I believe we have Jessica.
Okay. I'm glad to help.
Jessica says, hi, my question is, will we see each other in person before this year ends, or anything on his current energy towards me? Thank you as always.
Okay. So I already have feelings towards this, that literally came through when you were just asking, when Brandon was asking this, but I'm also going to let Brandon I'm not going to let Brandon, you can do whatever the heck you want. I want Brandon to look into this as well. And it's so funny, because I literally got this energy coming through. I feel, and I just pulled a couple of cards. So I actually got that 3 of Pentacles coming in, and I got that Ace of Wands coming in. And what I'm getting, Jessica, is I feel like there is going to be some sort of face-to-face thing. I don't know if this is going to be one-on-one, or if there is going to be some sort of gathering, or some sort of running into each other. But I feel like there is going to be that face-to-face interaction. I honestly want to say the first thing I heard was November. I can't guarantee that because of timelines, and everything. But I keep hearing like the end of November. I actually, I'm going to say a date, but I don't want you to hold that into your head, as you know. I actually hear November 20th, and I don't know why it's coming through. May or may not. Okay. But that was what I heard. I don't know. Was there a second question? I kind of skipped over that. Sorry. Because I was so focused on that was coming through, like that date that was coming through. Brandon, do you know if there was another one?
So it was just about seeing each other in person and his current energy towards her.
Oh, okay. So there's definitely some fear. I keep going back to this feeling of you're real and tangible. You're real, you're tangible, that's what I keep getting. And these people on the internet are not. Okay. And they would never, they're, and it feels like sometimes, he's safer there because he doesn't have to, go above and beyond what it normally is. And I feel like with you, it's like, I want to see her in person. I want to go. I want to be there. You know, I want to just show up at her house, sort of thing. But this fear comes over him. It's almost like literally the energy that I was getting was like shaking. Like there was a fear behind that. So the energy towards you is good. There, it's just that fear right now is what I keep picking up on. Yeah. So Brandon, did you have anything that you'd like to add to that?
I'm just speaking with Jessica here in the chat. I just wanted to get the first name of whom we were connecting with. Let me just kind of pull his energy in real quick. 1 second here.
I do feel he's going to overcome it. It was really interesting. I actually got the 6 of Wands coming through here. So I do feel there is that allowing, but it is also coming through with that patience card too. So it's like,
okay,
just,
so
yeah.
When I'm connected here with him, I immediately feel like Spirit keeps showing me that communication is like distant. I feel like talking is distant, things are distant between the two of them. But as soon as I'm shown this, Spirit keeps showing me that this behavior or attitude is going to be cut out. So I feel like I needed to dig a little bit deeper and figure out what in the world that is. And so what I keep being shown when I look at like his intentions or his like desires or wants, I keep being shown that he feels very clouded in himself. So Jessica, you probably have gotten a lot of hot and cold messages or connection or contact from him, but they keep showing me that he feels like he wants to, quote unquote, bury his roots with you.
See, I've told her this. Never mind. Sorry, you go on. I've already told her this, but I love hearing this.
I just keep seeing this. He's like, I know that I need to. I know that I feel I want to. And anytime that happens, especially for Tim, that feels like something solid, something that is taken to the bank, because I don't feel that he does that lightly. I don't feel that this is something that he does easily at all for himself, period, at all. For him to define himself in that way with another person is a big feat. And so if it has taken time, which I feel like it has, and you've probably been through a lot already, and in where you are now and trying to get together or deepen the connection, but trust me, this is not something that he does lightly. But the fact that I feel him imagining it, desiring it, intending it, feels quite good. So I think he is starting to get to a place of clarity in himself, just based on the fact that Spirit shows me that the distant communication is going to cease.
You know, Brandon, I see this is why one of the reasons why we work so well together.
Well, any psychic, really. Right? I mean, if you're working with legit psychics and people that are tapping into stuff, you know.
See, yeah, it like honestly, this is something that I've you know, already expressed, you know, to Jessica, and you know, I think sometimes too, it's hard, right? Because, you know, you keep getting told, have the patience, have the patience, have the patience. And so to hear it from someone else who you know, that they trust or whatever, it really, like, it was like that clarification absolutely needed. So I think, you know,
it should go without saying, but just to reiterate it, you know, Kathy and I, we do not talk about our clients. We do not give information. No. I don't know. Obviously, Jessica, you know, and Kathy, you guys seem to know one another or have worked together in the past. I didn't even know that. Like, I don't know that. Like, I'm not coming in with any notions or ideas or
preconceptions or anything like that.
Right. Yeah. I'm just tapping in raw the way that I feel it. And, that's exactly what I'm being shown. So it's important, I think, to take notes when more than one person picks up on the same energy,
Yeah.
And like I said, it should go without saying, Kathy and I are not here to like
pacify
make
anybody.
ourselves look good or right, exactly.
We're going to be really honest with what it is that.
And we've been on other shows and we've disagreed on stuff too.
Yeah.
Or we've pulled different kind of energy out, and then they somehow seem to connect, which is kind of cool. But that's the point,
Yeah. It's like different roads that kind of come together like that. It's like woof,
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. So, so I hope that helped, Jessica, because just the patient, and and again, it's interesting because I did pull up another card, and we've got the healing, we have the patient, and we have that Six of Wands. So it's the process. It's really just the process, but it's coming together. It's being formed. It's being created. All of that. So, yeah.
I keep getting that. I just want to say this real quick. Fatima, you're up next. Please make sure that you let us know in the chat if you're still here. Jessica, the last thing I keep getting with you is this. I don't know what your zodiac sign is, but Spirit keeps showing me that you got to dive into the unknown. That there's too much fear surrounding the unknown, and that you do have, quote unquote, spiritual connections. And they show me that you've looked for them, but that as soon as you get to where it is, there's an uncomfortable moment and you stop. And it's because you do have to dive into the unknown. They keep showing me of you going into like the dark abyss of the mind, and kind of getting lost in there because this is where you find it. But most of the times it feels scary. I knew it was Pisces. I just knew it. I knew she was Pisces. I just felt it. There are natural psychic instincts that you have. I just had that feeling. And so getting into that void, I think, is going to be a big thing. But that is something I feel common with Piscean energy, is that they're attached or connected to this big void. And that's why they're so psychic, is because they feel all those subtleties. But it's often Pisces are the ones that suffer from the most anxious or nervous feelings. It happens all the time, and they have to like retreat or seclude themselves or disconnect, and especially being around other people. So, there you go, Jessica. Perfect.
Yeah, and I have that Pisces moon. It's actually funny, Brandon, because I'm Aquarius sun and Pisces moon, whereas Jessica is Pisces sun and she's Aquarius moon. So we're totally flipped.
Okay.
Right?
That Aquarius moon, she's probably tapping into things that are like alien or something. Like she's probably tapping into alien frequency.
Yep. Too funny. Yeah, it's actually pretty awesome. Yeah, we get on so well. And we both got Sagittarius rising too. It's interesting. So I've been really like studying like the north modes and the south modes and south nodes and all of that stuff. And I actually, funny enough, I got the Taurus north and I have Scorpio south. And so there's a lot of very strong, energy in there, and I love it. But then there's all of this Pisces that comes in. I think I have Pisces in like 4 or 5 houses. I don't know. It's crazy.
You've got a few planets in Pisces.
Yeah. And it's, I think I was looking it up the other day, and it was like 4 or 5, something like that. It was crazy. And I was like, well, yeah, that kind of explains some of my emotional mess. No, I'm just kidding. Emotional. But no, you really, like, you feel everything, right? And you have to, and it takes that work to sort it out, right? It's like, okay, I have to sort out this, it's, and then the thoughts, right? You got so many thoughts going on at the same time sometimes, right? So for the most part, you can be really super grounded, which is why I kind of like that Taurus energy coming through, especially with the, in the north node. And I think I've got I got Taurus somewhere else as well. And I can't remember exactly where it is right now, but it's like that grounding that helps, right?
Absolutely. keeping all that grounded energy, especially being a human person on Earth. It's like, it's just always the right way to go to bring in source energy. Always.
And then that Scorpio on top of it, you're kind of like, oh, okay, there's a lot of, intuitive signs in there that you're like, okay, you have to, it's all like a learning process, right? As you're going through all of this. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, and Jessica was just saying some Earth can really help with the with all of the Pisces. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because I got Pisces. I got that Scorpio coming through. You got the Aquarius, which is who the hell knows where we are half the time. So it's interesting. Yeah. Oh, Jay's just saying Pisces sun and moon with a Scorpio rising.
That makes sense, because anytime I feel JJ in this room, I can feel him peering into my soul.
Yeah, right? You gotta love that. Yeah. You're one of those people, JJ, that you could probably walk into a room and you're like, I am feeling all of you.
Oh, sorry, JJ. She is a psychic investigator.
Yeah. That's awesome. But yeah, it's like that whole energy coming through. It's like, I know where you are. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. It's pretty funny. All right. Who is next?
So Fatima is next. I don't know if Fatima is currently in the chat. So let's give her a moment to see and respond.
I just want to remind everybody, make sure that you're subscribed. Okay. And in order to get a reading and everything like that. And it is for like subscribers and everything.
Yeah, it just keeps you up to date on when the next shows are coming out. And
yeah, Jenna, I got Brandon here for sure. I'm sorry, Brandon, what did you say?
Yes, yeah, it is I. So let's give Fatima just one more moment, and if I don't see her, we'll move on to the next person. Also, real quick, Kathy, Cathryn was wondering, since this question was similar to what she had asked on the last show, if she could ask another question.
Oh, absolutely.
So I told her I would put her at the end of the list and see if you were okay with that.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, I don't mind at all. Yeah.
It looks like Fatima's not here, so we'll move on to Jenna, and then we'll get to Cathryn here at the end. So, Jenna, yes, hi Jenna, I'm great. I hope you're doing good too, love. So Jenna asks, can I have an update on my connection with Caleb?
This is the same guy that we had talked about last couple of weeks, right? This is the same.
So,
okay,
yes.
Yeah. Okay, so Jenna, I'm not sure exactly what this is going to, if this is going to completely make sense with you. I do feel the energy is moving along. However, what I'm getting here, have you, I don't know if you've reached out to him or something along that line, because I don't know if there's been true communication or some sort of communication that's gone on. One of the first things that is actually coming through is selling out. Okay. And what I'm getting from this energy is, I know I keep hearing, like, I know you want him in your life. I know you want to move things back together. I know you want things to be back where they were. But I feel like, don't allow you. Okay, I'm hearing what it is. It's don't allow yourself to not have that faith, is what I'm getting. That selling out. It's like, don't fall into the energy of disappointment. Don't fall into the energy of allowing yourself to be in a negative place. Don't hang on to past energy is like what I'm feeling here. It's like, because the next card that's coming through is saying have faith. And it just feels like that energy has to stay strong. It has to stay. There's a word that's coming through. Oh, I'm just sorry. I was just reading. Okay, good. Okay. stay within that faith and don't allow yourself to accept anything that's not within that faith, is what I keep hearing. I'm also hearing, this is interesting, because the next card that came through was, how teachable are you? Here's the interesting thing. I'm actually feeling there's been a switch within your, okay, I'm gonna kind of just back up a little bit, okay, Jenna? And I hope that this makes sense. I feel as though there may have been some sort of energy that you had been hanging on to that had been disappointing in some way, or there was some sort of negative energy that was coming through. What I'm actually getting is that, how teachable are you, is saying to you that you are now coming into this place where you're having the faith and you're letting go of staying in a disappointed or discouraged or some sort of energy along like that. It actually is shifted. And I feel like that's what Spirit is actually telling me, rather than the first way that I was going with that. I hope that that makes sense. Because it felt like, this was coming through, but here's the interesting energy. It's almost like, okay, you know the words as above, so below, and I keep feeling that, and it feels as though this faith, this strength that you're beginning to develop within yourself, it is coming literally right through this crown chakra. It is coming through, and it is grounding you, because I keep feeling literally like the ground beneath your feet. And this is helping to, it's helping to stabilize you. All of this stuff is really coming through. It feels as though you're now becoming stronger. You're becoming into your own strength. You're becoming this energy that has been needed all along. So maybe you've been doing some meditation. I don't know, maybe you've been doing some yoga or something like that. Because it feels as though there's been some sort of work towards your grounding energy. And I feel like you're, okay. And again, because I keep seeing this vision, that crown chakra, it goes into the ground. It's like your soles, like the soles of your feet are almost like implanted. But what I'm getting is like, it's almost like it's growing a garden. And again, this is like a visual concept. So I hope that that makes sense. But it feels that through this process is where you're allowing things to blossom. You're having that faith. And it's not like you don't really need to, it's not like you have to watch the phone, or you're waiting, or you're doing anything like that. You just know that things are happening and things are starting to grow around you. We don't need to watch the flower grow in order for the flower to appear. I hope that that makes sense. So it feels as though you're becoming stronger within yourself, and you're allowing these things to truly blossom, especially this connection with Caleb, and that energy to come forward, that energy to move within you. And things are, so it's not so much an update, because I still stay with my last prediction, but because it doesn't fit like, but what I'm getting is this strength that's within you that is stronger, that is actually creating this energy to come forward from him. So yeah, even if you're not in contract, don't worry, because it's not about that. Yeah. So you said about 7 weeks. Yeah. I want to say mid-December, which is, I guess, about that amount of time, like around that time, like I feel closer going into the December month. I want to say like mid-December. It might be sooner. Okay. Might be a little bit after, but what I'm getting is it just feels like that strength that you're creating, that blossoming again, that you're doing, is really helping and creating and changing this energy, and to where it's like you're bringing him through. You're allowing him that safety to come close to you. So Yeah, and I do feel that there'll be a balance. There will be a balance in there. Like, because I feel like the energy between the two of you, I feel like what you're missing, he's missing. I feel like he's very concentrated on work. I feel like he's, on his school, on his getting, because I do feel like this career, it's like his future is very important in that extent. Okay. But I feel it coming through. Did you have anything to add to that, Brandon?
So I think you pretty much hit everything. I mean, the images and visions I was getting, you described everything that I had picked up. There was like something else on the mind. I feel that need for balance. Jenna very much knows, her and I have talked about this before, how much her own energy and where she is and things affects the other person. So we've spoken on this. So you've really hit everything that I was picking up on.
Okay, good. Yeah. It's like you both have your things that you want to create and all of that coming through. Oh, okay, good. Yeah. Well, Brandon's pretty awesome, right? I like him. He's okay.
You gonna keep me around?
What's that?
You gonna keep me around?
Yeah, maybe. You're my friend. Yeah. But yeah, I do. I feel like there's, you're doing what you need to do, and stay within that faith, stay within that, that energy. Okay. Just have that faith that it's coming through is what I'm getting. So yeah. I hope that, you know what? I was literally just watching the clock on my YouTube here, and it came up 1:11:44. So if that is not a sign, I don't know what is. That's pretty cool. So I'm going to leave it at that one for Jenna. Because again, it's literally about the faith coming through, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. And who is next? Yeah, 11. So
right.
Jenna, sorry, Brad. So 11, like the note. So 1:11, 11:11. It's really about what we think about is what we create. Okay. So when we're in the energy of 11:11, it's really talking about, keeping that faith, keeping that positive mindset, allowing the manifestations to come through. 44 means that is the number of like our guides coming through, our angels, our own personal spirit team is giving you that energetic boost. It's like that confirmation that you're getting a message from spirit. So with all of that together, it makes it very strong. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Brandon? Hello?
Hi, Dios mio. I had myself muted. I'm sorry. Do we have time to put Cassie on the list as well?
Oh, sure. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah. Cassie, just remember, please subscribe to the channel. Okay. Because that, it does allow other people to see it, and it allows me to keep doing free readings as well for like this. So who else is next? Is it
all right, so JJ is next.
Oh, okay.
So just to kind of reiterate here, we've got JJ, Cathryn will be after Cassie. JJ, Ashta, and then we'll do Cassie.
And Cathryn, right?
Yeah, she's in there.
Okay, perfect.
After JJ.
Okay.
So JJ is wondering, I'm wondering how Gary is feeling towards me. Should I reach out to him or wait for him to reach out?
Cassie, can I have Gary's birth date, please? And hi, JJ. Cassie. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. And Jenny is also wanting to know if she could be on the list too, which is fine. Okay, so his birth date is April. Yeah. Okay, JT, the first thing I actually hear is I'm getting this really, really strong, stubborn energy from Gary. It's like this man, he has some freaking walls up. He doesn't just have a wall. He's like got a brick freaking poop house around him. I don't know what is going on with his energy. This isn't particularly towards you though. Is what I'm getting. I'm actually getting he's walled himself almost it's like the Great Wall of China. Yeah, that's exactly it. It's like he's walled himself into his like little box, and you know, he might break out a brick once in a while and peek through, and then he shuts it back and he's like, nothing. But again, it's not so much particularly towards you. I feel like this is his general freaking energy towards everybody. And it's like, if I have to be nice, then fine, I will. Oh, like that. But I don't know if that's exactly his style, but that's the energy that is coming off of him very much. He is, I don't feel that it would be bad to reach out to him. I don't know how much it would make a difference at this point to reach out to him. And again, this isn't so much particularly about you. I feel like this is just him. I feel like too, something has happened with him. I feel he is normally stubborn. I feel he is normally like kind of this energy, but it feels as though this is almost a recent energy. Like when I say recent, this could be the last, month, year, whatever it is. But when I say energy, it like recent, it doesn't mean like his whole life. Like it just feels like there's something happened with him that he decided he was going to mortar a whole bunch of bricks around him. And I'm not exactly sure what it is. I feel like, I don't know if he lost somebody, like maybe somebody passed away, because it almost feels like a loss. It's like, I don't want to give this energy towards anything anymore. I just want to brick myself up. It's a really odd and strange energy. I think you just need to let him, he's going to start chipping away. He's going to start chipping away is what I'm hearing. But give him a little bit more time. I have to say, like, I don't feel like this pandemic or whatever, it has helped really at all either. Like, it does feel like a drain on his energy in some way. It feels as though, no matter, where his thoughts are on it or what his, beliefs or whatever, it doesn't really matter. It almost feels as though it's like he's just kind of sitting back for right now. And you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I feel he's extremely intuitive, which is also not helping him, because I don't know if he actually understands how truly intuitive he actually is, which could be the reasoning for making this wall around himself, because it almost feels like he doesn't want to start putting that energy towards something. Like there's this fear that's going on. I feel though, like I'm literally being shown a chisel and a hammer. So he is going to start breaking at it. But I almost feel if there's a pushing or a too much of a strength of energy, he's going to mortar it right back up again. So you kind of have to let him chip away, peek out, and then he's going to start coming closer and closer. Again, I don't feel that if you were to reach out to him, that this would create a negative effect. It might actually, I don't know how much of a change it would make within a relationship of some sort, but I feel as though, like, if you were to say, hey, hope you're doing well, or happy Thanksgiving, because I know, if you're in America, Thanksgiving is coming, something very general, I think that would be okay. Okay. And it does create an opening, but you're going to have to let him chip away and chisel at this on his own. Okay. Do I think he will reach out? I do feel it, but not, again, immediately. Now, when I talk about time, time can change. It could be like an hour. It could be a month. Just give me a second here. I keep getting shown a rainbow. I don't mean like literally like a rainbow of some sort. Like things are changing for him. Like I think things are better for him. I feel him coming through. It almost feels as like this rainbow is like there's you and there's this little house that he's built for himself of bricks. And that's what I feel. It's like this rainbow tie. So I do feel him coming through. I feel like this is just going to be patience. There's some things that he really needs to work through at this time. Did you have anything, Brandon, that you felt?
Hang on, I'm trying to manage everybody here.
Oh yeah,
Fatima did just come back, and we did miss your turn, Fatima. So sorry, we tried to call you for a few minutes, but you weren't here, so I can get you back on the list here. We'll see if we can throw her in somewhere in the list. So who are we connected with? I'm so sorry. Where are we?
JJ.
We're with JJ. Okay, JJ. Yes.
Asking about Gary.
Gary. So the Great Wall of China, yeah, the walls on walls on walls. That's absolutely spot on. That's absolutely right. It feels like the energy between the two of you, the thing I keep being shown is that there needs to be simplicity again. Anytime things end up in that void or the unknown, it's like it causes too much confusion or too many messy feelings or scenarios. And what Spirit keeps showing me is that there needs to be that remembrance of the base connection is what has to happen right now. I do feel a lot of high frequency energy here in the connection itself. And so when I ask Spirit about who is reaching out and who's not, so when I ask about JJ reaching out, I keep being shown that there's immediate repression or suppression. So I don't feel like reaching out is going to really do anything like you had mentioned.
Yeah.
But I do feel like when he reaches out, that feels to be more important because Spirit keeps showing me that there's important insight and stuff happening in his mind and his self where he feels more confident in being the one to quote unquote initiate action. So I absolutely advise to let him be the one to initiate because otherwise you might be disappointed that he's not communicating with you in the way that you had wanted or anticipating.
Because it feels like a one-word answer or something really minor that would actually take away from your personal energy by his response.
Exactly.
So like if you were to say, whatever, you might get such a casual response from him at this point that it's not going to be, it's just going to bring you into a negative place. And like Brandon said, I totally agree with him. Like I kept feeling him chiseling through and then taking a peek and then, but it's almost like a scared freaking squirrel or something, like he breaks through, he takes a peek, he looks around. Oh, there's something. Okay, I got to chisel it up and lock it up again. So that's why you kind of but him coming through and taking that step forward is going to mean, like Brandon said, so much more. It's that true step forward. And it's like that explanation about like cookie dough. If you're taking it out too soon, you're just, my kid actually, one of my daughter said, you shouldn't use cookie dough as an example because a lot of people they really enjoy raw cookie dough. And I'm like, okay, so let's make it bread. It's like, you don't want to eat a pile of yeast, right? Like that's not going to taste good. So maybe I should change that over a little bit. Right. Yeah. So Let's I hope that's helped, JJ. I feel like this is a strong connection, but again, it feels like he needs to come forward. He needs to do that moving, that initiation. He needs that, and I feel like he's going to. It's just that strength that needs to come through. I feel this is what I'm getting. She's asking if it will be within this month or next.
I feel December.
Yeah. And I feel like the first thing I heard within this year, like before the end of December, I do feel it will be December.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just November, I keep being shown that there's just distance, quite distant. But they show me female energy enters in December. So I feel like that's where it kind of comes in.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like I do. I feel like I keep hearing before the end of the year, like just it's coming through. It's coming through. Yeah. Okay. So I think who is next?
You guys keep talking about cookie dough and you're getting me hungry. I am an absolute cookie connoisseur. I love almost all cookies, except not big on the oatmeal raisin because it's just masquerading as chocolate chip. That's not fair.
Right? Yeah. It's like masquerading.
All right. So we have Cathryn up next. Kathy, what do you think we should do? If Fatima is still here, should we put her next since she missed out on her question? Or should
that's fine. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. And then I think, I know, like, I think too, what we'll do is maybe, I see Denise in here too. So maybe we'll just take who's ever in the chat as of right now. We'll finish those questions. And
so anybody, this is like the last call for any questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just simply because otherwise, my brain will get tired. Oh, and Jenny's here as well. So we'll add her as well. So
I've got Jenny on the list.
Okay, good. Hey, Jenny.
Let me just update that list real quick. I'm not sure if Fatima is still here. Let's see.
Oh, Asha is here. Asha is here too. Okay, cool.
All right, so we've got Cathryn,
no, Jenna. It's another person. It's Jenny, not Jenna.
Cassie, Jenny. Well, since I don't see Fatima here, if she comes back in, we'll add her at the end of the list.
Okay, that sounds good. Okay.
Let's see here. And then did Denise ask a question?
I'm not sure.
Generic question. What's coming toward me in love? Okay, so we've got Jenny. And if I'm missing anybody, let me know. So we've got Cathryn coming up next, Asta, Cassie, Jenny, and Denise. If I've missed any of you, please let me know.
All right. Cathryn was next, right?
So Cathryn is next. Her question is, okay. Do I know you? Quote unquote. Keep that in mind. Do I know you? Just old lady ramblings, or is that a book or short stories or ... So it seems like do I know you is something that popped into Cathryn's brain. And it seems like she's not entirely certain as to what exactly that is.
Okay. You know what? The first thing that came through, oh God, how do I even explain this? This is going to be hard. Because I have the energy in my head. I know exactly where I'm trying to go with it. And now it's like to stick it into words of some sort. I feel like it's like a second part of you. I don't know how to explain this. And I hope that I'm not going to completely confuse the heck out of you, because that's not my intention. But it almost feels as though, when you say, do I know you? I feel like this is going to be the beginning. I feel like a new beginning. Okay. new beginning, new venture. I feel like this is going to be a book of some sort or a manuscript, something. Okay. I don't feel it particularly connected with the children's, the children's thing, but it feels like this is something. It's like I said, it's like the second you. It's like the second. I don't know how to explain it. It's like connected to you so deeply, and it's like this energy of. Like I feel it's like it's almost like a live journal or a journal of you, but it's going to in some way be turned into something that is going to be very significant for others. I don't how do I explain that? I think I explained that as good as I possibly can. I feel like you need to follow this. I feel like you need. I keep seeing. Holy sh! Okay, you want to hear something funny? I keep seeing those rabbits again, but now I see them jumping into like a rabbit hole. So it's almost like this needs to be done. I don't know if it's going to be immediately. I don't think it's going to be, one of those things. I think this could be a process. It could be something that is going to take you a while. But this is needed to be done. This is needed to be done. So I hope that helps.
So I just want to jump in there real quick.
I have to. I'm just going to, go ahead. I'm just going to read what she said here.
This is, you'll have to make the determination. Emily just joined. She couldn't join before. She wants to know if she can be added. Fatima just came back.
Okay.
So I have 3 more before them. So I can add them on if you want. And then we can absolutely close the list after Emily, or
sure,
we can choose not to take Emily.
Okay. Yeah, we can take Emily. And then like we said, we'll just shut it down after that. Yeah. Okay.
Cathryn. Short stories, my love. Compilations of different energies. It's very poetic. It's very pointed. It is a series of compilations of either yours or other artists' stories and poetry, all leading from a place of not knowing who or where or what I am or another person, and the end being a finality of being okay with that void, being okay with not knowing who I am, because in that okayness, you actually find out who you are. So that's exactly what I saw. It's exactly what I felt. I can almost see it as a book, even right now, as I look into it. And it actually crazy does help people in an artistic way. It reminds me of that book, and I haven't even read it, so I don't know why it reminds me of this, but I just know the energy of it. The Artist's Way.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever read that or heard that, but it just has that kind of energy behind it. So
I was just reading Cathryn's comments here, and she says, like it's a deep dive into herself. And it's funny because I literally, like those rabbits, like again, and what Brandon had said, in regards to that spirit type of animal and that fear. And I just kept seeing these rabbits, jumping into that rabbit hole. And it just, like, I don't know how that. I can't say, like, my words are, there's just so much emotion in it. It just feels like, I wouldn't say spirit is preventing me from speaking the words. There's just so much that I don't even know if I'd be able to pull the words up that would have the meaning of what it truly is. Okay. It's more in the emotion and the depth of what this can be created or what will be created from this. Okay. Yeah. Oh, amazing energy. Okay. I hope that's helped, Cathryn. You're very welcome. You're so welcome. Who is next? Athena? Asha?
Asta is next. Asta would like to know, am I on the right path of my career? Sometimes I feel insecure because it's a long process. Thank you.
Can you say, I just wanted to say, bye, Jessica. Thank you so much for joining. And can you do that message, that question one more time? Sorry.
The question is, am I on the right path of my career? Sometimes I feel insecure because it's a long process. Thank you.
Yeah, you know what? You know what's interesting? The process is absolutely necessary for this career. I don't mean it like that. Like, of course, like I don't know what the career is. What I'm saying with that, what I'm hearing with that is that, yes, the process is hard. Yes, it's long. But the knowledge that, I don't mean just the school knowledge, or I don't mean just the knowledge of or the process itself. It's hard to explain. There's so many things that you're actually gaining and learning that is beyond the physical of what it is that you're receiving right now. So whether it's, whether you're in school or whether you're like apprenticing or whatever it is at this time, there's just so much of a it's opening up to so much more than you even recognize at this point. You're absolutely on the right path is what I'm hearing. Keep going. Ruined one exam. That's why I feel these both. No, that's okay. You know what? I feel like this is something that is absolutely needed for you. I'm also getting here. Okay, so I don't know what it is that exactly that, is kind of distracting you. But I do feel that, that distraction is coming through. It does feel as though there is a hesitation towards going towards the career, but I don't feel that this is a hesitation of not wanting to pursue it. I feel it's more the hesitation of the fear, again, of like how long it's going to take. Are you going to get, like, all of these insecurities in regards to whatever it is. But what I'm getting here is that these are going to be truly necessary. Don't try not to focus in on, that one exam or whatever it is. What I'm getting here is that try to remove the distractions of everything else when these exams come through, or when it is that you have to in some way, whether it's an exam or a test or, interview, something along that line. It's like you're focusing in on where you're not supposed to be focusing in, as opposed to focusing in on what it is that will help through this process. So I do feel that you're on the right path. Absolutely. There's some things that you need to cut out. I don't mean cut out. That Queen of Swords is coming through. I almost feel like somebody is distracting you, whether this is like a love interest or friends, whatever this is. It almost feels as though part of your focus is towards that in some way. And I feel like this is like, you need to set those boundaries. When that Queen of Swords comes in, this really does talk about boundaries. It talks about, setting yourself in a place that is going to, you're not, the Queen of Swords doesn't allow drama. She doesn't allow, energy that is not of its highest good. Okay, she just removes it. And I feel like this is going to also be necessary for you at this time. So just try to, move to the other side of whatever it is and focus in on that career, because I do feel once you get past that fear, all of these lessons again are really important for you. All of these things that knowledge that's coming in, this is going to be really good. I'm being crazy for doing this. That might be one of the reasons that things are holding you back, okay, is for people to be telling you stuff like that. You know what? Bottom line is, it's not their freaking life, right? That's what we have to remember. It's not their freaking life. This is your life. And this is your future. Whether you're honestly, I'm sure Brandon and I go through this probably on a daily basis. right? Like you do what? Right? Like, you know, if it's important to you, if this is your dream, if this is what you want to do, if you were led to this in some way, this is for you. And you have to, that Queen of Swords, she just cuts out the crap that are people, because those are some people's, like their projections, it's their thoughts, it's their interpretations, it's their narrative and their agenda. And this has nothing to do with you. This is your strength. You're being led to this for a reason. And I do feel like whatever this knowledge or these lessons that are coming through for you, they have more importance than you can even fathom at this time. Okay. There's something big that is coming. It's coming for you in this beautiful, positive way. But there is going to be those challenges that you have to go through, because we're never going to, we can't get the trophy without having the challenges. Right. And this is what I feel for you, but you don't even, I feel like you don't even quite have that understanding as how important or how beautiful this is going to truly be for you, how important this is. So does that make sense, Brandon? Did you pick up on anything?
So I'll be honest, I wasn't able to listen in to pretty much anything you said until the very end. And as soon as you said the very end, it got to me. But I will tell you what I was picking up on, and you can see what coincides or what seems different or what have you. So what I keep being shown is the current energy within the work is that it does seem a little like it appears to be off from whatever was currently desired in whatever work that Asta was trying to go for. And what I keep being shown is that there has been a childhood dream that was either suppressed or letting go of. And I do feel that where Asta currently is directly in that path, even though it doesn't look like it on the outside, that this, whatever path is currently being held, actually is creating the bonds to create this new opening within work. So I feel like everything is in line, and as Asta is going through, whatever career or work experiences is happening, all of these experiences and networks are being attained or acquired, and that's where I actually tuned in when you said you have no idea like what's coming for you. That's exactly right. It's literally going to be like this dream come true, but the current path is literally the right path. It's pulling out important things from the self that actually help remember, and I feel Asta is actually going to be brought back to childhood memories as well, memories that maybe even remember, but it's going to be a revelatory kind of experience for Asta here. So I think you're pretty spot on in that. They have no idea what's coming, but they're definitely on the right path.
Yeah. Did my thing stall again? Is it buffering?
For a second.
Okay.
But you're okay.
Okay. She was saying also that like that spirit had talked to her about this, and I could see that 100%. Like it just feels like you were drawn, like this is so needed. This was so needed for you. It was just, it just feels beautiful. I don't, yeah, like that's pretty much exactly what you said. Like it's what we're feeling. Now. Oh, am I buffering? Okay, hang on.
It shows buffering on my end.
Okay. Maybe refresh.
Let's just give it a moment. I'm going to refresh myself. Oh, there we go.
Okay. Okay.
All right, perfect.
Okay.
Now,
we might need to tell people to refresh the screen. So, yeah, we just wanted to let everybody know. I think after, who was it?
Asta?
No.
Oh, the end?
Yeah.
Oh, we have Emily is the end, and the reading list is closed.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. Well, we might just want to put a comment in there for now, because everybody, you guys can join absolutely next Saturday. We're going to be here again. It starts at 1:00 Mountain Time. We'd love to read for everybody, but we just, it's already been a couple of hours. So we're just going to finish off of this list. And oh, Deb, it's so good to see you too. It's so wonderful to see you. I'm so happy. Thank you for joining. Is it still buffering or no?
Nope, looks okay.
Okay. Who is next?
So Cassie is next. Cassie, are you still here? Jenny, I have your question. Thank you. You will be after Fatima here.
You're so welcome, Asha.
There's Cassie. Okay. Cassie says, husband and I are trying to have a baby, and we have been trying for over a year. Is Spirit directing us more towards adoption?
Okay. So here's the hard part is I really don't look into health, okay, or pregnancy. I am going to tell you, though, I feel three, not the kids, not right away. I feel a family of 3. I don't know if that's you and your partner and another person, like a child already, or if that is this edition that's coming through. Okay. I feel like this is going to be fairly quickly. That's complete. I know, not, yeah. I did. Yeah. I don't want to look, I don't like doing pregnancy because it can be very, but I can tell you, I'm going to tell you a story. Okay. Here we go. I'm sure Brandon's rolling his eyes. So I'm adopted. And, my parents were, trying to have, children. The minute that they literally adopted me, my sister was born 9 months later. So, that, may say something.
You hit it right on the head. So right? I'm going to just say what I feel real quick.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead. Absolutely. Please do.
I keep being shown to start the process and look into adoption. Mm-hmm. But what Spirit keeps showing me is that pregnancy comes from a deep emotionally vulnerable moment. And I keep seeing specifically, I'm so sorry, Cassie, I don't mean to be too private here, but I keep seeing you and your husband having sex, but tears are streaming. And so that shows me that there has been an emotional moment, that there is an insane amount of vulnerability, and that this is what creates this new existence, this new life. So I would absolutely look into the process of adoption. Don't expect for it to go easy or well. I wouldn't expect it to be an easy transition, but there is something important about that. I also see that there is likely to have an adopted child and biological child. But I think, ultimately that's going to be up to y'all. They just keep indicating to look into the process of adoption. Yes. Yeah. But that child comes from deep, vulnerable, emotional moments.
Yes. And it was funny because, I just kept feeling like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like my story would make sense in there somehow, without getting into, too deep. But I do feel, Cassie, that I feel a third person, at least one. Okay. What I mean is like at least one more person joining your family within the next year or about a year. Okay. Like I'm not going to say a year exactly from now, but approximately within this time period, I feel like there is going to be this addition in some way, some form. And it might be more, there might be, that fourth, whatever, but I'm truly, I feel like this addition happening. And I keep getting shown, like a cartoon, and you got, the mother, the father, and you got this little one in the middle and this big heart. It's like, this is good. What is coming through, and this heart is literally pulsating. And that's what I keep getting shown. And it just feels this is meant. This is meant, however it happens, however it appears, it is meant to be. So I hope that that's helped. I just have to pick up a card because I dropped one. But yeah, I hope I hope that that helped.
What card did you drop?
I literally dropped the Queen of Cups, which is, I think, a beautiful card, right? Like I mean, the Queen of Cups is really about, you know, like opening your emotions, allowing those emotions, allowing that love. It's very so much an unconditional love. So it won't matter whether this child is biological or whether this is through an adoption. This child is that completion of some sort, which does not mean that you can't have more, you can't bring through more. But it is that beauty and that again, that unconditional opening of that heart energy when that queen comes through, right?
Queen of Cups is such a mother.
Yeah, right. She is that mother energy.
She's discerning, compassionate, strong, understanding. You know, that's a beautiful energy there.
Yeah, it's it's like I'm looking at this card and I'm like, yep. It's supposed to be. It's I just keep seeing this image coming through, and I honestly feel like too is it really doesn't matter where that energy is coming from. It is just so bloody strong within you and your partner to bring this forth. So yeah. And I don't know. I'm also something else too, is it just feels like, give me just a second to put it into words, because it is, again, an energy of some sort that's coming through. You know those words where you hear, you know, in movies or whatever, what is it from Jerry Maguire? You completely. Which is, you know, it's kind of like those silly words that we never want to put that energy towards a romantic interest, because nobody should complete us. It should be within ourselves. But this little person that comes through, it brings about this energy of a completion. And again, you know, whether there's more additions or whatever it is, but it is the start, the opening of, it's like almost like this energy is coming through where everything comes together. Everything just comes together. And that's kind of where I want to leave that, because it is truly a beautiful energy. Yeah. I feel like I'm going to cry. So we should just go into literally, I'm like, okay, hold it together.
I know.
Don't start bawling on camera.
I can feel it. I feel it.
Right? Yeah. I was just like, I could just feel like it just, because it's just so strong. So, okay, let's go on to the next one before I'm like wrecking my eye makeup and everything. We can't have
All right. Cassie, I know it feels all like a lot, but I really don't think you have too much to worry about. But I know the process is not easy. So we acknowledge that, but trust us, we feel it. It's already surrounding you.
Yeah.
All right. So the next is Fatima here. Fatima wanted to change her question and is asking, will me and Mohammed have a baby in the future? We are both water signs.
Okay, again, you know, I looking into, because we don't really do, like, to be honest, like, you know, pregnancy situations.
I think it's important for the listeners to know that pregnancy is a very sacred process, and oftentimes spirit will protect babies. They protect them in the womb. They protect them because they don't want them to be fully influenced by other outside forces. So, for example, your baby is not going to want to be influenced by us, myself, or Kathy, because we're peering into somebody's energy. That's why you have to be 18 or older to get a reading. We're peering into an energy. We're changing form and shape to look into what's going on. So this is why spirit often protects babies, and things are not always accurate, and they will throw you off on purpose.
Yeah.
So that's why people say we don't do pregnancy or we don't do this, because spirit does protect babies. It's the most beautiful thing. The one thing that always comes through for me is I always connect or can feel if there is like a child specifically waiting through, or if there's a miscarriage. I see them as if they're a spirit hanging around, so like usually the mother, but it does happen to the father as well.
Yeah. So it's kind of like I explain about, future energies and relationships. Because when people say, what are they going to look like? What are their signs? They have black hair, dark hair. What do they look like? It shows energy off so much, because, spirit has their plan. Spirit has their plan. And, people will frickin' wait around and not go on with their lives if they think that something is going to happen. With I don't know how to explain it, but it's like, if they think that something is going to happen somewhere else, and then they won't go on with their lives. They won't do what it is that they're supposed to do. They won't be drawn or led to. They won't be using their own intuition anymore. So it makes it very, very difficult. And when we do, even if I was to pick up on somebody, like I said at the beginning of the show, I could see dark hair, but hey, you know what? They could dye their hair. They could shave off their hair. They could be wearing a wig. Maybe they got dreads. I mean, who the heck knows, right? So, what we're seeing is a presentation of what is coming through. But if we're just walking around and waiting for this person, who might be 6'2" and has dark hair and whatever, we're not moving on with our lives. And there might be so many steps in between that person and where you are that you can miss that step, right? So Fatima, did you have another question?
Well, can I say something to this question?
Absolutely.
So what I keep being shown, Fatima, is that they keep showing me that once the precipice or the mountain of stability has been climbed,
I like that.
That is actually when the baby comes through. I don't know if you and Mohammed have planned to move, but I do keep seeing change of home. And I feel like wherever the two of you are right now, it doesn't feel fully like stable. And maybe it is because you're both water signs. Maybe there is a lot of emotions being exchanged between the both of you. But it does feel like whenever this new found stability comes in, the real anchors, the real roots, this is where I'm being shown that it comes in. Is somebody a Cancer?
Oh my God. Okay. I literally was hearing the word Cancer in my head, and I was almost thinking like maybe that might be like a future energy. I wasn't really sure. I was like, I don't know. It almost felt like all three waters coming through in some way.
Okay, so she said they're both Scorpios, so perhaps the child will be Cancer.
Yeah.
It's like they're going to have this little watery family. I hope they live by the water. That would be beautiful. Ooh, Pisces in the chart. My goodness, Fatima, you have lots and lots of water. I love that. Waters are amazing.
And it's weird because I kept feeling like all three of the water coming through. And it was like this Pisces Scorpio, but then it creates this Cancer, energy of that crab, and it's something like coming through. I channel.
Look at what she
said. My God, that's so wild. Yeah. And that's fantastic. I love that.
We are all tapped into the water realm right now. My goodness. Look at that. Do you see how clear information flows though? Like think about whales and their echolocation. Yeah. It just travels so seamlessly. It's like the same way.
And the dolphins, right?
All the water vibe. Exactly. When we're all in that same realm and we're picking up on this right realm, it just flows so easily. So of course you heard that. Of course Fatima channeled that. Of course, I heard it. It's perfect.
Yeah. So I feel like it was just so weird. I literally, like in my head, I literally saw like Pisces, Scorpio, like creating this, you know, it was like almost like this cup that create like that Ace of Cups energy, which is of course the water sign, right? But creating this emotional, unconditional love for this, and it was so wild. So yeah, there we go. Okay, I hope that that's helped. But you're right. Like, I do feel like there needs to be that stability that has to come through, you know, in some manner first, right?
I'm just kind of picking up this last thing that Fatima has asked here.
Oh, sure.
I do feel like there might be some frustration, Fatima, with Mohammed, because what I keep sensing is that there's a feeling of Spirit keeps showing me holding back expansion. So it feels like, I don't know, maybe there are some current frustrations, maybe there are a lot of emotions. I feel like Mohammed is trying not to feel as emotional right now, and perhaps might be trying to hold that sense of self back. But it honestly doesn't, for whatever reason, doesn't feel like it has anything to do with you. It just feels like however he's handling his own current energy. So I really wouldn't feel worried about things. Perhaps, okay, so this I think is absolutely true. If you're saying that you feel very emotional right now, and if Mohammed, also a water sign, who all water signs are very sensitive to energy and emotions, if he isn't able to take on your emotions as well, this could be that sense of suppression or repression that I am feeling. So I think just let your emotions flow through you right now, because we all know that emotions are not permanent. They do not last forever. They flow just like a wave does. And, you know, this will flow away too. And once that I feel has settled, that's when I feel like, okay, that gap will be bridged here. So yeah, I wouldn't feel too worried about that. Just let the emotions flow. We're all kind of, the world is emotional right now. Honestly, everybody is being affected by all sorts of energy.
Fatima, I actually literally am seeing an hourglass as well. It's almost like it's like this hourglass is being flipped over. I don't know if that means anything in your actual 3D realm, but what I'm receiving with that is it's like through the sands of time. No. But I feel like literally like this is showing me that matter of timing. And I feel like don't watch the sand, don't watch the clock, don't watch this is literally about that process coming through. This is about it almost, I'm literally almost hearing from Spirit. They have a time, but it's not your business. Let it be. Just let it be. Work on yourself and allow this process to work through. Okay? Just work on you for right now. Yeah, Days of Our Lives. That's exactly like I was.
I know, sorry. I didn't mean to laugh in the middle, but I saw that.
Yeah.
I chuckled out.
Yeah, it was so weird because I literally just saw this hourglass, like, you know, and then through the hands of time. So it's almost like just take a step back and just don't worry.
Like sands in the hourglass.
Yeah, like sands in the
hourglass.
It's so funny. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that crazy because I've been waiting. I've been very worried about waiting, and yeah, no, it's not about the length of time. We have to remember that Spirit works not on our timeline. Okay, Spirit's got their own timeline going on. They, you know, it was like I explained before. It's like that bread or cookie dough analogy. There are things that need to happen. There are things that come together, and it will form. But the timing is. Don't worry about that. Just allow the process is what I feel, and stay within that positive energy. Stay within your own, you know, grounding and because of being a water sign, you may want to do some meditation. You may want to do some grounding energy just to bring your emotions back into yourself. Okay. And allow yourself to focus in on you. So more so. So I hope that helped. You're so welcome.
So Jenny G is next.
Okay.
Jenny G, where you at? Make sure she's still here. There we go.
Okay. And what is she asking about?
So Jenny G is wondering, when will my mother get her citizenship? She's already done with the document processing.
Okay.
Her mother's first name is Kenya.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm hearing. Okay. The first letter that came through was J. January, June, maybe. This is it. Again, being legal, it's a little harder, but right as soon as you asked, I was like, bang, this is coming through pretty hard in a positive way. I want to say, I'm going to be honest, I want to say January, but I am hearing it could take up till about June. Okay. It just feels like I don't feel that it doesn't feel like there's a delay within anything to do with your mom. This feels like a delay within literally the process or paperwork.
I wouldn't overthink it, Kathy.
Yeah,
I'm getting what you're getting as well.
Yeah.
The Spirit keeps showing me end of December, beginning of January.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't
like that was the first thing I heard. It was like it just like as soon as I heard the question, it was like, boom, here we go. Okay, let's I feel like this is like it's happening. Yeah. So
yeah, I wouldn't overthink it. I feel like it's like near the end of January, or I'm sorry, end of December. I keep being shown this like really bright, positive energy, and maybe this is some kind of response. And then January, Spirit keeps showing me her riding on in, like she's got the lands. Because they show me in November that her energy is still foreign or distant for that time. So I feel like, I would really count it. Kathy was getting, that January. So I think you can take that to the bank that she'll probably have it by January.
Yeah. I feel so so positive about, like, it just feels so good. Like it just feels like it was so
Don't
immediate.
Be surprised if you get the news sooner.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know all that process, but maybe there's like a process and maybe you get the news and then all of a sudden afterwards you get the paperwork or something like that.
Right.
Or the card or whatever it is. It could be something along those lines. Maybe that's why they're showing me, good news in December and then moving forward in January. So I don't know the process.
Yeah.
But it feels quite positive.
And you're so welcome, Jenny. I hope it's helped. Yeah, it just feels, it was like immediately it came through. So like I said, I'm hoping January. That's what I feel. That's what Brandon feels. Could be up to June. However, the process is moving either way. It's definitely, like you said, that green light, it's shooting through. So it's coming.
Yeah. All right. So we got 2 more left. Let's crank these out. So we've got Denise up next. Denise, are you still here, love? Make sure you give us a hello in the chat. Hello, howdy do, whatever you want to say. Either or. So Denise's question. Let me make sure she's still here. And then we'll have Emily.
Okay.
She's on a road trip. Oh, I think I remember seeing in the chat that she was having intermittent.
Oh, right. Because she had we can still answer and she can always come back. That might be an idea.
Let's do Emily first. Let's see if she gets a moment.
Okay.
Let's see if Emily is still here as well. So Denise or Emily, whomever responds, will go with you first. But if not, then like Jenna said, we'll just give her the reading and they can look at it later.
Yeah, and Jenna said she can send it to her, so that's good. Okay. Yeah.
So let's see. Well, you know what? Let's do that because I don't see anybody responding. So we'll just do that. Oh, Emily's here. Emily's here. Emily's here.
Yay, Emily.
All right, so we'll do Emily first, and then we'll do Denise. So Emily wants to know, what are the Capricorn's current feelings and energies toward me. No contact currently.
Okay. First thing that I'm getting, okay. I'm going to give you two things here. Okay? Because I hear the short term, I hear the long term. All right? First thing, the long term is coming in that there is going to be some sort of connection between the two of you. This could possibly take a while. I am hearing in my head, and if you've watched the show before, I really try to be just as honest, as straight up as we can. Currently, that energy is I don't feel any other people. Like, I don't feel like another party towards them or anything like I'm not getting a third party, or I'm not getting an interference, or particularly with that, whether there is one or not, but I'm not feeling the energy. It almost feels as though this person's energy is so focused on themselves and interaction in some way. I would almost say that this person's energy, like, I almost want to say this person is very popular socially, or like, literally, I would almost say like this person is like well known or famous. And I don't know if that's particularly the energy, but it feels like they have a large social circle, or a lot of friends, or a lot of contact in some way. Like, it almost feels as though they're just so focused on themselves, and they're focused on the energy that's all around them. Now, the other energy that I'm receiving is the subconscious energy. Okay. Huge friend group. Yeah. So, because it almost feels like there's a distraction going on. Okay. There's a distraction going on, which is why this friend group, or this personal interaction, is happening all around him. So it almost feels like, okay, so on a conscious level, we all work on a conscious and subconscious level. Okay. His conscious level is, I got to pay attention to this person. I got to talk to this person. I got to hang out with this person. I got to call this, like, blah, 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 blah. The subconscious is like, dang, I want to move forward. I want to give this person a call. I want to call you, like, meaning he wants to call you, Emily. He wants to contact. He wants, like, there's something twirling in his head. It's almost like this, like a sandstorm, or a tornado, or like a windstorm in the back of his mind that keeps bringing you up, bringing you up, bringing you up, bringing you up. And it's for whatever reason, I almost feel like if there was a fight or some sort, or it's just his way of distraction in some way. Like, it almost feels as like he moved, like there was a moving closer emotionally, and then suddenly a backing up. But this sandstorm, or this windstorm, is going on in the back of his brain. So how does he feel when you ask about his emotions? He's trying to shut those off. He's trying to keep them at a distance. He's trying to pay attention to all of these other distractions that he's got around him, these friends and whatever it is. But here's the thing, is that this sandstorm is going on in the back of his head, and it's pushing through, and it's pushing through, and it's pushing through. And he won't be able to keep that wall down. So, yeah, afraid of his feelings. Yeah, he keep popping up in his head, and it's driving him crazy, but he's just distracting himself with all of this stuff. I want to say February. This could be shorter than that, but that's the first word I heard was February. It feels like some sort of change has to come through. I feel like it could be after his birthday at some point. It's almost like I'm feeling like his birthday is a switch in some way. It's like a, okay, enough pissing around. Enough pissing around. I'm just gonna go. Why am I waiting, to begin my life? Okay, I feel something around that. I'm not exactly sure what the exact words are, but something along that line. His birthday is January. Yeah, we'll definitely. Okay, yeah, because I feel like, like there's a movement forward. Okay, but you have to let him go through this. You got to let that. You know what? If you were to contact him, so try, like, don't contact him. Just let him do his stuff. Swearing on camera. Bad. If you were to contact him, it stops that sandstorm. Okay. So you got to let that sandstorm do its thing. You got to let him deal with that, because he won't be able to keep it back. It's going to push through and push through and push through. So don't reach out, for his birthday. Yes, of course, something like that. But I would keep it very simple. I would say happy birthday, have a good one, whatever, believe it. Like, because that's just being polite, right? Is to say happy birthday or whatever. But I would just leave it otherwise, because it feels like that sandstorm, it's going to get bigger. It's going to get bigger. Okay. And it's going to come forward. So I hope that that's helped. Yes, he's definitely been contemplating communication. But again, you have to let him make that movement forward. You have to. This is going to be important. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to confirm here some of the stuff, when I connected with the energy here and what's going on with no contact, what I keep being shown is that there is a very clouded energy that Capricorn's focus is being, it's like there's so much going on in front that he can't see forward. So that growth is putting him into a state of void where he can only handle like so much, that he's kind of in a void in himself. And so when I specifically ask about contact, what I keep being shown is once I'm at home, once my feet are firm, once I'm at home with self, that's when I'm going to be able to reach out. So I feel like everything you said affirms the energy that I was picking up on as well.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, it just, he needs to come to the determination, for sure within himself. He has to stop this distraction, because distraction is a very common Capricorn move. Right? And
that's true.
It is, yeah. True. Like it is. And so when they can't concentrate on what it is that they need to concentrate on, they distract. So, but what happens is that distraction will be taken away by that constant, like I said, that storm or whatever that's moving forward. Like this is a positive storm. It's not a bad storm, but it's moving in the back of his head and it's coming forward, if that makes any sense. So yeah. Yeah, I hope that's helped any Emily, sorry. And
Capricorns are always funny with emotions. They those earth signs, they really if they can't control something, they get really afraid of it. So once they learn to submit that and like they're not losing themselves, that's when they really open up to it. Yeah. I have a lot of Capricorn energy in my chart. I mean, I have Capricorn ascendant, Saturn, who's the ruler of Capricorn, in Capricorn, conjunct the ascendant. Like it's all there. I have a very strong Capricorn energy in my chart, and 2 other planets, Neptune conjunct the ascendant and Capricorn. You're on it. Okay, you get it.
Yeah, there's a lot.
You get it.
My daughter is a Capricorn. One of my daughters is a Capricorn, and I see this energy occasionally. So it's fun. Oh,
I found a good man. I am the good
man. Oh, that's too funny.
Of course, I'm right here. I'm the best man.
All
right, so
that's awesome.
Denise is back. Let's get to Denise here.
You're so welcome, Emily, too. I really thank you for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate it. And I do weekly readings, or like these Saturdays, or every Saturday, 1:00, with Brandon, my buddy. But on Monday to Friday or Monday to Thursday, I am doing weekly readings as well. So these are for like zodiac signs. So Monday is going to be earth signs, Tuesday is water, Wednesday is air, and Thursdays are our fire signs. So please tune in and thank you so much. Okay, Denise, what is she? Oh, Jenna, you're so cute. Thank you. Thank you. You're too cute. What is Denise looking for? What is Denise's question?
All right. So Denise is, I want to know what's coming towards me in love.
Ooh, okay. Are you with somebody currently, or is this in regards to a particular person? I also want to ask you, I know you were on the road just now, but I can feel, are you moving or something like that? Like not right, like, I don't know. I don't mean maybe with this particular road trip or whatever it is, but I feel like I'm moving of some sort, like a energy moving, like you're literally picking up and moving somewhere.
I just have to say.
Yeah, go ahead.
I asked current energy of Denise and what's going on in her love life and spirit. I'm so sorry, Denise. Spirit just keeps showing me dead emotions. Like they show me dead stop. They show me a dead stop at emotions. So I don't know if you are just getting over something or you're frustrated or fed up. But I keep feeling like there is an inherent frustration with you. And I feel like there's a need to want to bury the emotions, or there has been in the past. That was the very first thing I picked up. Sorry, I just wanted to.
That's fine.
To put that out there.
I'm getting to this Four of Pentacles is coming through, but you know, it's kind of just that confirmation. Oh, she's getting over her twin flame. Okay, so here's the thing: is I feel like this energy is hanging on. You know what I'm getting? This Four of Pentacles energy. There's some hanging on. There's, you know, it's that to let go, that releasing. If you look at the Four of Pentacles, especially, I don't know if you guys can see it within this card. It almost looks like those doors are locked. Okay, like there's a lock around the doors. It almost feels as though she's not, like Brandon had said, like not allowing things to go through, not allowing things to be released. I'm also getting this World card coming in. Okay, this is the ending a cycle. Something has to end. Now, I'm also hearing is like when people are like, oh, you know, they're trying to get over. You know what? Here's the thing: as I feel like as our emotions come through one at a time, we have to have that recognition of them instead of shoving them down. The more that we keep shoving things down, the more they're going to hang on to them, the more they're going to suppress us, the more they're going to keep popping back up, and they're going to want to be cleared. They're going to want to be cleansed. I do feel that her love life will get better, but this is not the time to be focused in on the love life, because I'm going to be honest with you. What I get is I don't know if it's with this particular person or not, but there needs to be a change within the energy. I don't feel things are completely I feel what I'm going to tell you is I feel like there needs to be this change in that energy. There needs to be that exchange of that letting go, that hanging on, that releasing. And I feel like right now is the time to completely focus in on you. And again, a lot of these energies are going to be coming up. They're going to be coming through. And I feel like they need to truly be recognized. They need to be reconciled in some way. They need to be worked on at this moment. What I am also hearing, though, is that as this process goes, this energy that is coming through and coming around is going to okay, how do I explain? When we go through stuff like this, we actually, you know, we get into this place where we're feeling like, you know, nothing is going to be better, we're not going to get over this, whatever it is, right? Like we bring in all of these narratives. What I'm actually getting is allow those energies to come up, allow them to be cleansed, allow them to be cleaned, allow them to start changing. I'm also getting this Queen of Swords energy. Cassie, I feel like you need to stay away, or not stay away. I'm going to say shut off the valves from people that are trying to, you know, either criticize or put drama into something. Try to stay away from social media attachments with this person, because I don't feel that's going to help the energy. It almost feels like you need to start cutting. If somebody is like criticizing him, or maybe perhaps even putting that energy in some way towards you in a negative way, cut that energy off. This is about your healing, your focus, your changing of that energy. We've also got this Magician coming through. And what I'm really getting with that Magician is you have all of the elements in front of you. And here's the interesting thing, is Spirit is telling me you already know that. You already know you have all of the elements, but there is a energy there that you're not wanting to let go of. It's almost like, well, I kind of want to stay in this energy of like disappointment. But Spirit is saying, okay, well, then stay there for a little bit. But you know what? Here's all the tools. You've got them. Move forward. And we're going to help with this process. We're going to help with this change of energy. There is a change coming through, but you're going to have to let go of the people or the energy that is bringing you into a more negative, place. Yeah, and the Six of Wands is coming through. Like, this is talking about victory, going through the battle of that Five of Wands, and merging victorious in some way. And I feel like this change of energy is going to be happening. So I hope that helps. But there's some healing that needs to happen first. And I'm going to leave it at that, because I feel like this healing, there's going to be a regeneration. Okay, a regeneration, rejuvenation, maybe even a reconciliation. That's what I'm hearing right now. Did you have
I don't know, Denise. No, I'm gonna say it right away. Denise, you know what you're working with. Come on, there is something inherently, I don't know. You just know that I know that you have an absolute way of navigating the world and people. We know that your emotions are hurt. We know that you are, in a devastating moment, but we also know that you
Denise
have been letting yourself sit there. She is totally psychic, okay. Completely psychic. And because when I keep being shown who she's going to meet or connect with, they keep showing me that she's going to meet this aware, awake, smart man. Mm-hmm. This energy, it's going to be completely psychic when they feel how they feel. I feel like it's likely, my instinct is that it's an Earth person, but don't quote me on that because I don't know for sure, because it could be an element in his chart with Earth in it. But it's just somebody who's very, very aware, very smart. They have good connections in the brain. Spirit keeps showing me that she's going to meet him like probably in the next month, and that December goes into a whole energy of things feeling secure in the bond. So Denise, I know that you know what's going on, and get through the emotions. Mm-hmm. Let's get through it. Come on.
Do the healing that you need to. Here's the interesting part is Jenna was saying, so it's a different guy. Okay. Yeah. But here's the interesting thing is it's a different energy coming through 100% for sure. I feel like whatever you were hanging on to, like I said, you had all the tools, you knew exactly what's going on. That energy of hanging on, it's like, you have to do this. You have to do this healing. I feel like you're right, like where this person is like ready to knock on the door, right?
She knows. See, here's the thing. Spirit keeps showing me that she literally brings it in and manifests it because
Right,
she
'cause
is
that-
aware on that level. She
Yeah.
knows. She's just, like I felt in the very beginning, the dead emotions, and it's because she went through a death. She is mourning currently, and once she gets over that mourning, it's like immediate. That person's gonna pop right in. She knows. She feels it. I know she feels it.
That magician,
She just
she's
has to go through the
manifesting it. It's
mourning.
just a matter of
She
time.
literally is.
Yeah.
She literally is.
But that
she knows.
That Four of Pentacles is just like you're hanging on, and it's like, and it's interesting because in this particular deck, usually the Four of Pentacles is like a hang. In this deck, it's literally like chains on a freaking door, and so you're like, like you're but you're being, there's that stubbornness that's happening within that energy. But you're completely bringing in through that. Like I said, when I say, you know what, it's interesting because I kept feeling like reconciliate, but it's almost like when I hear that word reconciliation, rejuvenation, you know what, it's interesting is I'm getting here, you already, like, maybe you'd already said this, Brandon, it's like you already know this energy, you already know, you've already felt this person, you either know them, feel them around you, whatever it is. It's like a reconciliation of that energetic souls that's coming through. Does that make sense?
It makes sense to me. I feel like I want to just
like she already recognizes this soul, whether she knows the person in person or not, but it's like that recognition of the soul, like rejuvenation, like that reconciliation of the soul.
Yeah, because she knows herself, and that's how you find soul connections.
Yeah,
absolutely. I just want to say I'm not denouncing or trying not to recognize the feelings that you're currently in. I absolutely feel them. It's just I also feel your own power. I feel your ability. I feel your skill, and I'm holding you to that energy. I will hold you to that energy because I know you can be there. We are the only ones that keep ourselves trapped in whatever we're going through, whatever we're feeling, and to allow another person, to determine your own state of being. It's just, of course, it's natural, but it's also the thing that you put an end to as well. So I'm honoring where you're feeling right now, Denise, but I also know, please understand that you're the one that pulls yourself out of it, and you do it just like that in a moment. It's literally a moment for you specifically. You have an ability to do that. And once you feel like you're finally fed up, that's why I love this energy, because I feel it in other people too. I feel it with Denise, but I also feel with other people who are very similar to her. It's like there's this energy of like, it's almost like where you get to the point where you're angry and fed up, but there's this magical switch because you don't have that real emotional attachment of anger to it, but it comes off that way. And that's why some people are intimidated by energies like this, because they feel like they can be cut out so quickly if they do the wrong thing. So I know that it's in there, and I know it's going to switch for her. And I feel like all of a sudden this whole new thing comes in November, because it feels like it all happens very quickly, and Spirit just keeps showing me anchored in December. So you've got it. You've got it, mama. You got it.
Be good.
Just let it happen.
I really am hearing too, is that, like I said, I kept feeling like I kept hearing pushing down, like you're just like, no, I don't want to feel it. I don't want to end it. I don't want to, it's almost like you're scared to let go of something simply because you don't know what that next step is. But here's the thing, is that next step is going to be amazing. So let it go. Let this go. Let go of that fear, let go of whatever, whoever this other person is that you were hanging on to, or the energy from this other person, whatever it was that was holding you back. It's time to make that move forward. Absolutely. And to take away the fear. Here's the interesting part. Oh, you know what? This is wild. So one of your fears is because you already feel like, I remember I said that rejuvenation, reconciliation, something like that. You like this energy. To some degree, you've already felt it, and the strength, the bond behind it is so intense. It's so strong. It is so connecting that there is that little bit of fear behind it. Oh, but again, allow it to happen. Like Brandon said, you're going to just, once it comes in, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. Yeah. So I hope that that's helped. And I think, oh, that's sweet, Brandon. Yeah, you are the Empress. Exactly. So, guys, I think that this is the end for this week. I'm going to have, because I had to start a new live stream here, I'm going to put all of the information. It probably won't be allow me to completely, it has to upload or whatever the heck it does. And it sometimes takes overnight to do that. So I'm going to, I'm going to put Brandon's YouTube and all of his information into the description box. If you guys want to contact him, we're going to be here next Saturday. Please look, join me this week. I can't even talk right now. My blah, blah, blah. We'll figure it out.
See what happens when we pull your energy for so long,
right? Yeah, that like that cartoons or whatever, where you're like,
what?
Yeah.
Who am I?
What?
Wearing shoes?
Monday to Thursday, weekly horoscopes, and yeah, I hope that that's helped everybody. Have a great week. Yeah, thanks so much, Cassie. I hope it's helped as well. And Denise, Jenna, thank you guys. Take care. Have an amazing week, and love you all. Thank you so much. Thanks for everything.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Don't hang up. Okay. Oh. Did I end that? No. Oh, for fuck. There we go.